Just playing inspired basketball, and they just got to continue for 12 minutes here in this fourth.
Keep some momentum on their side going into a potential Game 5 back in LA. As James misfires, he's still stuck at 8, and he has now missed his last 7 from the floor.
You know, I'm glad you said that. You know, you want to keep playing.
Oh, my goodness! Amen Thompson! Roger saying amen. The banker goes for Smart. But this guy is as physical a freak, Thompson.
Well, I mean, I didn't think he was going to be able to catch up. I thought the pass was way too high. But then that second jump, oh, man.
A minute gone in this fourth quarter. Thompson is now up to 21 points. Jabari Smith working on Kennard. Size advantage, got the bump. He'll get 2 free throws. Take another look at this. This is
a human pogo stick.
Yeah, I don't. We'd have to ask what vegetable.
One-on-one matches there.
Well, they've talked about it. They would get heated, and when Ausar would win, Amen is known to be incredibly competitive, and so Ausar would say, "Okay, cool," and would try to let him win, and Amen goes, "I know you're trying to let me win."
Great careers in front of both of them in the postseason, contributing for their clubs.
Ausar on that #1 seed in the Eastern Conference in Detroit, finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, won by Wembanyama, as Vanderbilt goes right to the rack. But you mentioned it earlier with Amen's ability, anticipation, and even playmaking ability on the offensive end.
They don't need to be like three-point shooters. That mid-range game, people are going to give them space.
Nice find. Holiday catches it.
When you talk about that point guard ability you just mentioned, getting into the paint. And Thompson just knows how to fill up the stat sheet.
Vanderbilt high off the window.
Back-to-back possessions for the Lakers. Vanderbilt getting to the rim. Can't exchange baskets here for the Lakers. You're going to have to put together some stops. There's some resistance on this end.
J.J. Redick said that he was reminded with that crazy comeback. It was never quite over. He always believes that his team can find a way. And it's not going to help if they keep turning it over. Another deflection and steal. Holiday, the trailer is Smith. And they'll slow it down. Şengün attacked on Hayes. Şengün keeps the footing. Hayes has the rejection. And he kept it alive for James. Vanderbilt on the fly. James picked up by Holiday. Double comes. Extra from Smart is kicked by.
I think you go back to that screen and roll action with Vanderbilt.
James off the gamble from Finney Smith. And he's got his first bucket since the early portion of the first quarter to
keep competing. He's going to have to get some stops. Easier said than done. With LeBron.
It has been a second half that has essentially been all Houston. Smart lob, Vanderbilt slam. Vanderbilt providing Allen Alfred Şengün. Now Houston trying to keep this momentum on their side through the rest of this fourth quarter into Game 5. As Holiday finds another 3-ball.
And I've been impressed with the offensive second half, running their sets, the sets creating offensive opportunities as Holiday knocks down that corner 3.
Vanderbilt. That was a hold on the basket. It didn't matter. Vanderbilt finishes through the contact of Şengün. And now Vanderbilt is
in the paint. Now he has scored in the paint here in this fourth quarter.
He'll get subbed by Maxi Kleber after the free throw. And Bronny James all on the court. And Kleber set to check in next dead ball. J.J. Redick said that it usually takes him quite a while to really wave that white flag and get the bench unit in. Much earlier than what you're accustomed to seeing, but understanding that his team, including LeBron James, played major minutes in Game 3 to grind out that overtime victory. LeBron played 45 minutes as Bronny comes away with a loose ball. James lob, and up top, Firo detonates over the top of Finney Smith. So 21 years old, 36th overall pick in this past draft. Didn't play a ton throughout the season, but got it out. Played with the South Bay Lakers throughout the season. Have that connectivity coming over. And J.J. Redick had so many great things to say about the entire South Bay Lakers G League staff. As Smith misses on the pull-up and the rebound cleared by Connect. Second-year man out of Tennessee. And he drills the three. Ime Udoka doesn't love what he sees in the last two possessions. And this young Oklahoma City, the Lakers looking to see if they can pull off a miracle to finish this sweep here in Houston, as Thero is going to be called for the foul on Smith.
See Ime Udoka on his bench. Kevin Durant, Fred VanVleet earns a trip to the charity stripe.
And does convert on the first. Houston May 1st, and Game 7 would be Sunday, May 3rd, a week from today. Junior up to 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Houston as a team, 16 steals. Thero thought about another one, and this one just played well in building blocks for the rest of your career. And JJ said he remembers early in his career, he just wasn't playing a lot in Orlando, and in his 3rd year, Courtney Lee ends up breaking his face. Dwight Howard ends up getting suspended. There was a closeout game that he had to start, and it was his first real foray as the follow goes down from Smith into major the rest of the way, going up against Ray Allen in the Eastern Conference Finals, feeling like that was the springboard then moving forward for him, as James stepped away three, doesn't go. And Okogie swipes it down. And he said, then had the breakout here the next ball. I just did this in the postseason at the highest level. Nothing fazed him from that point on.
Everyone's path is different. But you have to stay ready and take advantage of those opportunities. And J.J. Redick turned himself into a pretty dynamic player in this league.
Smith, no. Thompson on the second chance.
And I was there, though. And he struggled. You know, I wasn't sure if he was going to, survive as a player. But to his credit, worked and worked, stayed ready, and made the most of it.
Thompson, mid-range.
I've been impressed with that from him tonight. That little 15 feet. He's been efficient with the mid-range game.
Smith dribbling it off his foot, scooped up by Thompson, up ahead for Eason, and Eason showing off.
If there's been a storyline for the Lakers leading to 30 points for the Lakers, that's really been it.
J.J. Redick still calling out his sets for this young group, and Smith laces that triple. 108-86. So for Bronny James, assists and a rebound. All 3 of his attempts coming from three-point range. Houston keeping their majority of their rotation in there as Smith can't hit. Leaks out. Eason three is pure.
That was a nice tip there by Jabari Smith Jr. Couldn't help but tipped it to the corner.
And look out here. Kleber and Jabari Smith Jr. getting into it on their way back down the other side of the court.